It's been a while since I've been live. So thank you so much for joining me. My name is Sharon Rogers, and tonight we're going to be creating this card. That was a special request from Jeffrey Langley. So thank you, Jeff, for proposing Mountain Air, which this doesn't necessarily look like it comes from Mountain Air because I'm not really including the mountains. However, I am using these two trees, and I saw this card. This was created, this is cased, so I got the idea from a woman named Tammy Wilson, who is another demonstrator. She's actually been on the Stampin' Up! Artisan team, and she does amazingly fantastic stuff. So I'm not sure why I can't really see this on my YouTube. Well, I'll just pretend that I can watch and I'm not watching. So I'll try to get any comments, answers to comments that you have later. The chat is open. I won't be chatting with you because I can't do it on my phone and can't figure out how to get this onto my, I can't see how to view this. So we'll just play it, play it by ear. So welcome, and let's get started. So this is a Christmas card, but obviously you could just change out that sentiment and it could be anything at all. As I mentioned, I got the idea from an artisan team member. She's been an artisan team member several times, which means that Stampin' Up! Has chosen her to do a lot of artwork for them. And she does a really amazing job. I can always tell when it's Tammy because I just love her stuff. All right, so I'm going to begin with a piece of thick basic white cardstock. And this happens to measure 3 7/8 by 2 5/8. And again, the measurements will be all on my blog. I'm going to begin with Balmy Blue. And here we go. Just ink that up. I'm just going to put some blue on this background. Now you'll notice that I come off here and just take off that big first splotch. I'm not going to go over the whole thing. I'm not going to make the whole thing blue because then otherwise why wouldn't I just start with Balmy Blue cardstock? But we're going to do something special with the ink that's going to make it look like it's snowing out. I don't know if you've been watching the news at all, but Buffalo is getting hammered, and parts of Pennsylvania, lake effect snow is in action, and so they're getting dumped on like they have 3 feet already, which is mind-boggling to me. All right, so I have this. Now I'm going to bring in, I'm going to use both of the trees, so the single tree and the double. And I'm going to use 2 inks to give it depth. So Old Olive is 1, and then Evening Evergreen is going to give me an accent. So I'm going to use a sponge dauber to put on some extra ink. Whoops. I see a sparkle on this. I've got to clean my stamp back so it actually sticks. I can see that it's dirty. All right, let's try this again. Now I have inky fingers. We'll just pretend I'm working hard. All right, let's try stamping this over here. Oh, and I didn't do what I said I was going to do. All right, well, we'll do it again. You know what? We'll just keep going. I'm going to take my sponge dauber and I'm going to just add a little bit of ink to parts of the tree. I'm going to put this one a little bit higher. And so you can see how it's got some different greens in there. And you know what? All the trees aren't the same anyway, so it's no big deal that one is straight Old Olive. I'm going to clean this and bring in my single tree, which I think is clean enough. Nope. I needed to. So when your cling stamps stop clinging well enough, it means it's time to clean them. So give them a bath under the water and they should be fine. I'm not near the water, so don't ask what I'm doing to clean the backs of them. You can probably guess based on my statement. All right, so let's put this one right here. All right, and I think I can get another, at least an edge of another one over on the other side. Just a little bit. I'm gonna just daub a little bit on there. All right, so there we have a nice background here. I can see I caught a little bit of this boo-boo right here, but it's, no, never mind. It could be a bird in the background. It's so far away. But we're also going to do something to the background, so it may not show anyway. All right, so there we have that. Now for the magic. I'm going to take my block, and you can take, you don't have to use a block. You can use some sort of inkwell, something. I'm going to take a little bit of water. I just have an old Stampin' Mist bottle that's got some water in it. I'm going to take my Whisper White ink refill and just put a little bit of a dot on there. And I'm going to bring in a water painter. Squeeze it, get the water going there too. Mix this up a little bit. And now I'm going to just flick this on here. And you might flick it this way. Doesn't really matter which way you flick it. And I don't know how snowy you want it either. But you can see some of the drops there. Now I'm going to set this aside because I'm not really done using it. I'm trying to figure out how to set it aside without making a mess on my table. We will dry this. We could just let it sit and dry, or we could do something else with it. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my heat tool. Now the reason why we use the thick basic white is because we wanted it to hold up well to the water. So this will dry the white pigment ink. And I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to pull it closer to the camera in a little bit. But you've got some dots of snow falling. It's like it's falling in front of the camera lens. I think I want a little bit more. I want just a little bit more up here. Let's flick it right towards the, let's see. I get it in the spots, but not the spot I want. Worked so well last night. I might have watered down it a little bit too much too. I got some spots. Let's speed up the drying a little bit. I'll put it on high. So even if you're using just water, you'll notice that the water will take some of the ink and move it out of the way too. You'll see the water droplets as well. So that will also mimic the snow. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm going to bring in a piece of my Storybook Gnomes Designer Series paper. By the way, this is not a paper that is on sale right now. So I don't want this one. I thought I had a little guy all cut out, but I didn't. What's on sale right now are Designer Series papers that are in the annual catalog, and anything that's not a collection, so like the Brights collection of Designer Series paper, that's not on sale. The specialty ones usually have the foil, the metallic foil in it. or something special about them, maybe texture. So those aren't on sale either, but everything else in the annual catalog is on sale. Stamps or punches are 10%, stamps are 15% off, and designer series paper is 20% off, embossing folders are 20% off, dies are 20% off. So now, and this is the last day, is the best time to order, whether you are ordering a Christmas gift for someone or you're ordering for your spouse to give you. You know how that goes. Because I'm sure if he's anything like mine, he's saying, I don't know what to get you. What do you want? Why about you pick it out? I'll wrap it up and put it under the tree. I'm like, works for me. All right. So there we have this little fox guy. I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. I'm gonna put him on the other side because I have a big little spot right there, and it's a little bit too big for me. So I'm gonna put him right there. But it's also snowing on him, so I want to make sure that, and I think I'm gonna put a little bit more ink in here. I want to make sure he gets a little snowy too. All right, let's see. All right, there, he's got a little snow on him now. I gotta bring in my heat tool again to dry that. Woo. Not quite sure how I'm gonna do this without burning my fingers because I have my embossing toolkit packed up for an event I have coming up. So, I wasn't quite thinking about that. So he just got a little bit of snow on him. He's a little bit closer in the frame, so he just got a little bit of snow. Let me bring this up. Can you see how he's got a couple little speckles on there? I'll bring this up a little bit closer too. Maybe you can see it a little bit better. You can see some of the snow up in here in the blue and of course in front of the trees. I just think this is a really, really cool effect. All right, so we're going to put our little guy on this card with some dimensionals. Let's put this one on the left and put him right there. Oh, he's so cute. I love this little fox. He is so cute. All right, I'm going to bring in a skinny strip. We'll see if I can get this right, but I have stamped one in advance too, in case I don't. I'm using Merry Christmas, and that is coming from the Framed and Festive limited edition set. This is only for sale while supplies last in November and December. It coordinates nicely with the Fitting Florets bundle that's an early release. All right, let's see. Oh, that's pretty good. That's a keeper. Just gonna trim the ends a little bit. And close up my ink pad before I do real damage. I'm going to also put this one on with dimensionals, and I cannot use a big dimensional on this because this guy is skinny. So I'll use this. Well, I can't view the YouTube Live right now from my computer screen, but it is telling me that it's live, so that's good. Let's see. We're just going to put that right over there, and it's okay that it sticks off the end a little bit. All right, now we need some other layers. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Let's get this out of the way. I don't need that. Don't need my ink potentially causing me harm. So we'll get rid of that. Let's clean things up here. bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And I'm going to be using the Scalloped Contours dies, which are some of my favorites. Let's see if I can find them. Yeah, see, Scalloped Contours dies. And Susan, if you're watching, I know this is the one that you just ordered. Remember, today is the last day of the sale, so she's got this one coming. That was a birthday present from somebody that got her a gift card. And we're going to, I didn't want that one, I want this one. We're going to put this now. Remember, you want to angle it going through a little bit because you don't want a hard edge. It's just harder on your machine if that gets put through all at once. So we're gonna roll this through. And I have one other piece to do before I move my machine. So there we have a beautiful scalloped rectangle with some stitching on the inside. And this piece, this focal layer, fits perfectly inside. But I also want to emboss. So if you look at the original card, this fir bough is all the way around, but it comes from this Wintry 3D embossing folder. The Wintry 3D embossing folders are two parts. There's one that's this fir boughs, and then there's another one that's snowflakes. But they're skinny ones, and these fit through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss Mini. But we can still go ahead and emboss the whole background. And so you just have to put it through twice. You can put it through this way, you can put it through this way, it doesn't really matter. I'll probably just do it this way. Let's see, I need my number 4 plate. So I'm going to get rid of my 2s and 3s. And I'm going to, yes, I know that I did not need to send that back through, but I'm right-handed and it makes me feel better to have it on the left and go to the right. Fold is going through first. But I'll show you, I can do it the other way too. And now I'm just going to make sure that I overlap this a little bit. And I'm going to have my fold go through. I'm going to have it overlap quite a bit actually so that it can fit on there. Probably should have just done half and half. And I'm going to go backwards. Yes, it does not feel right to me. But I will survive. All right. And so now you can see that the whole thing is embossed. And while I have a seemingly noticeable line here, most of it is covered up, so you will not notice it in the long run. All right, let's see, what do we need to do? We need to attach this piece to our rectangle. I don't know if you just heard that on camera. My son is upstairs and he's sneezing. He's got a bit of a head cold. He's upstairs sneezing away. Poor guy. I mean, he's not complaining. I do love that about him. No man cold stuff for him. He's really good when he's sick. He doesn't complain. He might not feel well, but he just keeps it to himself. Is that bad that I said that? All right, so let's put this on here. There we go. I'm going to bring in a piece of garden green. I mean, not garden green. That's Evening Evergreen. One of the most beautiful colors ever. I'm going to put some, now because that whole background is embossed, I'm going to put glue all the way around. So if you are a seal user, I would put a little bit more around just because it's all embossed and it tends to be a little wavy, especially because there's so much embossing in this folder. So there we go. I cut this one a little bit differently than my original. My original had less of a border here, but I kind of like the border. So that's the outside of the card. Of course, we need an inside of the card, so we'll bring in a piece of basic white, and we will cut that. I actually forgot about this in case you couldn't tell. That's why I'm doing it just now. 4 by 5 1/4. I've been preparing for a craft fair that I have tomorrow, so my mind's a little scattered. I'm going to bring in my stamp again, and I cleaned off my block, sort of. I'm cleaning it off of my jeans right now. Here, it's cleaner. All right, I'm going to bring back in my inks. See, if I thought about this before, I would have done it before. Here's my old olive. And we'll put that, I think I'm going to go down here this time. And so there. Let's see, do we have another sentiment that we can put in here? Let's see, one says Merry Christmas on the outside. How about may this season be filled with peace and joy? That really fits this scene, I think, nicely. So that's this one right here. And we'll try to get this straight and not upside down. There we go. All we have to do is put that right here. Is my friend Vivian watching this? She's going to be at the craft fair tomorrow with me. 102 Bills Lane in Wells, Maine. If you want to do a little Christmas shopping. There was a lady setting up next to me today who had the most adorable, I think, felted gnomes. I'm not quite sure what they were made out of, but they were adorable gnomes. I have this rule that I don't buy anything at a craft fair that I'm selling at because, you know, I'm there not to spend money. I'm there to work, but I might have to make an exception. So here's our card. Isn't he so cute? I could cut out another one. I could cut out a sleeping fox and put him down here too. But I think I'm just going to leave it just the way it is. So that's my card for tonight. I just want to, I'm going to turn you around, I think. Hold on just a second. All right. I'm going to turn you around. Hey, it's me. So seasonal sale ends tonight. I'm going to actually be closing the host code at around 9 o'clock. So go ahead and get those orders in with the host code. You can still put your order in afterwards, but I want to hurry up and put that in and close out that host code so that Susan doesn't miss out on anything. I haven't even checked to see if it's still, everything she wants is still available, but anything else? Oh, on Sunday, I've got an adorable Impossible box for you. I did an Impossible box 2 years ago, and they held these little hand sanitizers. Well, now I've expanded them. Now I'm going to have them hold hand cream. And so they're bigger. I made the dimensions myself, and it was lots of fun putting together. So I have a bunch of those to sell at the craft fair tomorrow, but I'm going to show you how to make them as well. Make great teacher gifts or gifts to people in nursing homes or, you know, anybody that's got dry hands, which, you know, it's coming, it's almost winter, so we'll all be that way. So, and also on Sunday, I will be releasing a sneak peek of my Tune In Tuesday class where we're going to create 5 in a flash. So it's a one-sheet wonder technique, and I'm really looking forward to that. Not only do I have the online class, but I'm going to do an in-person one on the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Because, Thanksgiving can be pretty hectic. You've got getting ready for Thanksgiving dinner, and then on Friday, you've got Black Friday shopping. Saturday, you need some time to chill and relax and have fun. So I hope those of you that are local to me will join me, and I will have details on Sunday. But it will be 10 o'clock, and if there's enough interest, at 2 o'clock also on Saturday, and it will be in Sanford. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great weekend. Bye bye.